Career guidance is quite a critical element for a young person to decide on their future after high school level, yet it is not a service readily available to pupils. The Education, Training and Development Practices (SETA) has launched its program that has placed 200 career guidance officers in all public FET colleges to assist learners with career and vocational guidance. Now, each of the 50 FET colleges will have 4 officers to strengthen the student support services. The allocation is expected to increase in 2014. Now, in studio with me, we have the woman at the helm, Nombulelo Ngezi, the CEO of ETDP SETA, and Career Guidance Officer Nkosi Pambili Molapisi. Good to have both of you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much.
Good. So, is this this project? Tell us about how it all came about. Why go this route?
We have realized that most of our students, our learners, they do not understand that career guidance is part of their planning of their journey towards employment or self-employment. And as ETDP SETA, having realized that and have seen many of our learners from the high schools thinking that the only route is a university kind of a route, we felt that as ETDP SETA, let us place 200 career guidance officers in each of the FET colleges to support these learners that are coming from schools, to say that FET colleges are also institutions of choice. They can also plan their careers. They can also develop their careers. They can become employable even if they go to the FET institutions, because the perception is that it's only the university, and without the university there is no life. And we want to prove that as something that is not correct.
I mean, sometimes even more employable after an FET college.
Exactly, because there's more of practical work that is done at the FET institutions.
Let's talk about being there, being hands-on, being that guidance counselor. What's it been like for you?
Well, it's been a very, it's actually a great initiative first and foremost. And as you may know, that South African youth are facing a lot of challenges, including poor quality of education, unemployment, and so forth. We as career development officers, we were placed in the 50 public FET colleges to create high impact and sustainable interventions in this program. This goes beyond the walls of the 50 FET colleges. We take this to our communities, to our people, to our churches, and so forth, because that's where the problem begins in high schools. You know, so it's been a great initiative, and it's making a lot of difference, judging from the response that we're getting.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. We'll talk more about that and what the youth are saying, and if they're actually taking to all of this. Nombulelo, how has it been placing the career guidance officers? Firstly, selecting them, and also putting them into the respective areas to spread this message.
We have worked with the CEOs of the FET colleges, and they are the ones that have done the recruitment, because we wanted them to recruit people that they will be comfortable for them, and the people that understand the college sector, and they get orientation and induction from them. And then what we have done as ETDP SETA, we have supported them with some kind of training, orientation and induction, working with the South African Qualifications Authority, the SAQA. And then we are paying them the stipend so that they can be able to come to the college, be able to go and visit the communities. So that's what we are doing. But more than that, we're also going to put them into a formal training program with UNISA as from January. Because we want them to be the experts, to be the advisors in the subject, and make sure that they go to each and every high school in the nearby vicinity to give that kind of guidance, that kind of support and information. Because what is threatening our youth today is the lack of information. They go to all these kinds of careers only to find out that their choices are not a scarce kind of a choice, and they remain unemployable at the end of the day.
All right, let's pretend I'm a student. I'm going to put you on the spot now. Why should I come to an FET college as opposed to going to university? What do you sit down and tell a student that is you're ready to go out there and sort of study a BCom or something? What do you say to me?
Okay. First of all, you need to understand where you're going. Before making any hasty decision, if I may say so. Because FET colleges actually have a more practical approach into learning as opposed to universities. And it's as Ms. Nesi has said, that it should be institutions of choice and excellence. So for you to actually come to an FET college and say you want to study with us, we have to evaluate your strength and your weaknesses, and also try to establish what you're really passionate about. So we can't really say to you, make this decision, but we can only guide you. Hence, we are there for career development and career guidance.
Excellent. So you have one-on-one sessions with
Exactly.
the students,
Yes.
with the pupils that sit down, they talk to you, and you just give them that advice that they don't get.
Yes,
Yes.
'cause our-
Yes.
You're almost like a lost generation. I mean, I know when I was at school, and I sort of thought, now what am I going to do? Where am I going to go from here? And sometimes you just enroll without actually
Yes.
even wanting to do it, but you just figure everyone else is doing it, so let me do it.
Yeah, so basically our job is to gather, analyze, and disseminate relevant information
Yeah.
to equip the youth with the right information to
Good.
make guided and more informed decisions.
Yeah. What are the most common problems that the youth come to you? What do they all sit down and tell you?
Mostly it's their parents tell them what to do and what to study, and it's usually not what they actually wanted to do. So it's more of a challenge where sometimes you find a student comes with a parent, and the parent is sitting there and telling the student, no, don't do this, do that. So it's a very a difficult position to put a potential student or a learner in.
Excellent. So, okay, as I said in the introduction, you've got 200 career guidance officers at 50 institutions,
Yes.
but you are wanting to take this and make it a lot more.
Yes. In fact, we have about 256 campuses of colleges.
Yeah.
And therefore, we want in each and every campus to have at least 2 career development officers.
Good.
And in fact, we're still going through to the schools because we feel that that's where it matters most, and provide each and every high school with a career development officer to work with the life orientation teachers.
Good. I like
Yes.
that idea.
Yes.
Get them before they get out of
Before they
school.
get out of
You
the school,
need that.
yes.
Yeah.
But also, it's not only about career kind of choices. We also support them in terms of how do you get financial support.
Yeah.
Because that's also a critical matter, because some of these students, they do have their choices, but they don't know how to get there, how to
Absolutely.
get NSFAS funding, how to get the SETAs to fund them.
Yeah.
So that kind of advice is broader than just the career, but also in terms of when you get to a workplace, what is it that you need
Okay.
to expect?
All right, let's leave it there for this morning. Thank you very much for talking to us. ETDP CEO Nombulelo Ngezi, Career Guidance Officer, also joining her to talk more about it, and Nkosi Pambile Molapisi. All